Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm back today with some big updates on the EIDL loan increases and the grants to help you out with some situations that you may be stuck in and to announce that loan increases, there are denials heading out right now. So thank you for all the viewer feedback, and I have some SBA insider information on what the SBA is seeing on their end that is triggering the reasons for these denials. So share this video with everybody that you know that is inside the EIDL grant program or the loan program, because there's a lot of great information contained inside. So let's get you all caught up. Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Edward Bilder. Thank you so much for joining me today for another video. I have the most amazing community, so I just want to say thank you all. You guys are truly amazing, and I'm getting a lot of new members to the channel here, so welcome to all the new members. I typically post finance videos on how to fill your pockets, but I do daily updates on EIDL and PPP and stimulus programs. And today I have some grant updates and some loan increase updates and some big announcements, because many of you right now are getting denials, and we're going to talk about those denials and tell you what's going on the side of the SBA. So I want to start off first with a grant update, because viewer feedback is coming in on what to do if you did not receive your supplemental grant invitation. This is for everybody who received the $10,000 already and you are still waiting to get your supplemental grant invitation. Viewers are actually calling the disaster line at the SBA. I'll have the phone number in the description, the customer service line, and they're basically just telling them, hey, look, I never received the invitation for the supplemental grant and I do qualify for it. I did already receive my $10,000. And the SBA is returning them with some immediate feedback. That is, we have not yet emailed it out, but be on standby. It will be coming soon. And that soon is happening within an hour of that phone call, okay? So I'm getting so much feedback right now on my channel on Instagram that within an hour after calling the SBA, your invitation to the $5,000 supplemental grant shows up. And it's an easy form. You just basically click a button and it advances you into the program. So rather simple to do. Now, if you try this out and it works for you, please let me know in the comments, or if you are also experiencing the same thing, let me know in the comments, okay? Now I'm going to shift over to the loan increases, and I want to start talking about those denials that are going out. But before I do, I want to just drop one reminder in here that the identity verification does not always work. And so if it doesn't work and you get that message that told you that it didn't work or get an error, don't worry about it. You can still proceed and submit your application, and the SBA will reach out to you by phone or email to ask you for a copy of your driver's license. And I'm also asked every single day, has anybody received loan funds yet? Because yeah, we're going to talk about denials, but has anybody actually received any of the funding? And approximately $1 billion has gone out from the previous week of data that the SBA sent out. So yes, it's processing. It's happening very slow, and the process takes about 10 weeks start to finish to get the whole loan increase to happen, okay? So yeah, money's going out, but really, really slowly. So let's shift over and talk about the loan increase denials. I want to share with you some feedback from the SBA that I have received so you can have a better understanding of what's happening behind the scenes. But loan increase denials are definitely happening. I mean, it's just natural, right? We can't possibly believe that everybody will just be issued the loan increase if they've already received the loan, especially with now the increase on around the fraud detection. So there are two big things right now that are happening that are preventing you from getting your loan increase and preventing you from getting your funds. One is fairly simple. It's bank accounts. And this isn't necessarily an official denial, but it can lead to a denial, and it can lead to you having to go through the reconsideration process to get it overturned. So I want to talk about being proactive here, because bank accounts that are electronic bank accounts or app bank accounts or online only, and they're not a traditional bank account, they are no longer being accepted for ACH transfers by the SBA. They are no longer working together because of all the fraud that happened here. And so many of you are like Uber drivers and you use like GoBank. It has been officially confirmed that GoBank will not do ACH transfers. Chime Bank will not do ACH transfers, okay? So you're going to have to change this if that is your current bank account, or it'll trigger a return of funds, it'll trigger an error, and then if too much time passes, it will go to reconsideration and you'll get a denial letter, okay? And it'll be basically your bank account information that caused it. So be proactive here. Open yourselves a new bank account with a traditional bank. It's not very difficult to do that, all right? So go out and open yourself a new bank account and then email that new information to COVID EIDL Increase Request at SBA.gov. All of these steps will be found inside the description. Now, if your old account still shows up inside your portal, the process has not yet happened, okay? So you may want to call the SBA to verify that it has taken place and that they've gone and updated information. And in some cases, you even get that letter, that email that comes back to you that basically says, we've updated your file. But again, if it still shows inside your portal, it's still the old bank account information, okay? So keep on them until they get this thing done. You don't want to be stuck in the situation where they send the funds and you're about to celebrate and you thought you updated the information, but then it just goes right back, okay? You don't want to be stuck in that situation. It's a sticky situation. So find the steps in the description to get this done. Now, what you can also find in the description, I'm really excited about it. I have a crash course on AirBNB where you can start earning yourself some passive income. I'm talking an extra $5,000 to $10,000 each and every month. You don't have to own real estate to do this. You are working through real estate to earn this money, but you don't have to own the real estate, and you can start with as little as $50 in your pocket. Pretty fantastic program. You can check it out right now in the description. And I also have a whole free stuff section where you can grab free crypto, free sign-on bonuses, and free stocks. I use Webull each and every day because every month Webull pays me $2,000 worth of free stocks when I recommend my friends through Facebook and they sign up. And just the other day, I won that $248 Microsoft stock. So it was a pretty great day for me. You can check them out in the description as well. Okay, I want to talk about that second big scenario, that unverifiable information. And there could be several different scenarios lumped into this one. Basically, behind the scenes, something happened that was unverifiable. And I'll explain to you what the SBA told me is happening, but there could be different reasons. And so they just select unverifiable information and you've been denied, all right? So I'll give you some examples, and this is the information that came straight from the SBA of what's triggering this. The main reason so far that the SBA has indicated is that the tax values are not matching. And an example of this, I talked about it here a few days ago, is if you're off by greater than 25% from what you placed on the original loan application, your tax values are not matching. So, an example, maybe you placed on your application that you earn $100,000, but your transcript came back $60,000. Tax values not matching. Okay, does that make sense? Because in order to qualify within that 25% window, you would have had to be at $75,000. And that 25%, I'm going to say, is awfully generous. That's a pretty broad window to give you some room of error there, because typically, like, I could get my businesses nailed within 3 to 5%. Okay, so that's a big window that they're actually opening up here. And so what that means, if your tax value did not match, that means you received already more funds than you were supposed to have received. Essentially, they're saying that you were at your loan max, right? So if you received, based on $100,000 when you really earned $60,000, they could be saying that you've already gained 12 months of working capital instead of 6 months of working capital. And basically, you're requesting a loan increase too soon. Okay, so if you previously had a loan request in and you also went through this scenario where you've gotten a boost another 6 months or so, you could also be seeing a denial because it is too soon. All right, so I hope that makes sense, because they're saying as of today you're already at your max. If we want us to give you an extra few months, you're gonna have to wait a few months to come back in and apply, is how that kind of boils down to. So I want to share one piece of feedback that came back from the SBA, and it is rather concerning. Completely expected, yes, but totally concerning to me because I don't exactly know how the SBA is going to handle it. It's part of their fraud detection that now they can ask for a 4506T. It came in the new legislation that happened in December, that now the SBA can ask you for the 4506T. The CARES Act was set up that you could not ask for the 4506T. Basically, you just had to attest that you had a business, and the SBA was to give you these loans because it was an emergency. Well, now they could go through some fraud detection and ask you for a 4506T, and they are doing so during the loan increase process. What we're finding out is individuals who received a loan, when their 4506T comes in, it is showing up with W-2 information only. That means that you work a regular job as an employee, and there is no Schedule C found within the tax transcript. So essentially, you don't have a small business and you've gone and asked for a small business loan. Okay, so that's definitely fraud. Now, you may have done this unknowingly, believing that maybe you, I don't know, went through a consultant or something and they convinced you that you could get this done. Or maybe you just didn't know the rules and you went out and applied for this loan and you gained it. But essentially, you've committed fraud. All right, so a couple things could happen. You've already received a loan. They could recall the whole loan. They could ask you to send all of the money back. And if you don't have all the money back, I don't know what's going to happen. There could be other scenarios where they can ask for all the money back plus the interest. And then, it could come with fines and penalties that, could really be severe. So I'm not exactly sure how they're going to handle this. We will track this and we'll get you more information to see what's happening with everybody out there. But definitely not a good scenario to be in if you don't have a Schedule C and you've claimed that you have a business and you've gone and submitted this. Not a good situation to be in, okay? Now I want to shift over. I want to talk about one final thing here that is happening. And it is what happens if your transcripts are not found. Basically, you are stuck in the IRS backlog. Well, they will not officially deny you, which is a good thing, okay? They will give you the opportunity to submit a stamped copy of it. So essentially, you'd have to go to an IRS office and grab yourself a stamped copy of your tax filing and submit it to the COVID EIDL Increase Request group at SBA.gov, or whoever emailed you or called you. They may just give you a specific email address to get back to them specifically. So it's not the end of the world if your tax transcripts come back and you're stuck in the backlog. They'll give you a different opportunity to get this thing done, okay? Now, if you feel that your denial was reached by an error by either yourself or the SBA, you can definitely go through the reconsideration process to overturn this decision. And these steps are not contained in the description because, boy, that is a process in itself. I will have to make a whole separate video on how to get that done because there's a lot of steps involved and it could go back and forth several times with the SBA. So I will make separate videos on how to get that done as we move down the road here and we see more and more denials, okay? That's going to do it for today, folks. If you need further assistance outside my free content found right here on YouTube, you can find me pinned in the top comment for a one-on-one consultation. Just click that link and you can set up a phone call with me. Avoid all of the scammers asking you to go to Gmail accounts, Instagrams, and WhatsApps. They even clone me and clone my name and create fake Gmail accounts that are my name with like an 08, an 09, an 07. And they try and steal sensitive information from you. I do try to block these, I do report these, and I do delete these, but there is so much scam happening out there that every time I block 10, 100 more shows up, okay? So it's so tedious to block all of these, and if you want to report them yourselves, just click report. Now, I do talk to my viewers in the comments. I respond back to you, but you'll know it's me because I have thousands of subscribers and hundreds of videos. They have no videos and 1 subscriber, so that's the best way to tell, okay? That's going to do it for today, folks. I wish you all the best, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.